To the majority of Beatles listeners, there isn't a single track in the Beatles' discography that isn't perfect. No band is flawless from top to bottom, but even the Fab Four's less stellar performances are worth hearing because they fill in the gaps in our understanding of their time together. However, we probably wouldn't speak of them in such reverent terms now if George Martin hadn't been their leader from the beginning. Although there were many other factors that contributed to the band's success, Martin had a significant role in their early years as a musical tutor. When writing their original songs, they relied heavily on their musical intuition. However, it was Martin who added the finishing touches that truly made the songs their own, such as incorporating a string quartet into Yesterday or performing Please Please Me at a faster tempo during their first album session. The studio also served as the band's new home base once they retired from traveling. Tomorrow Never Knows featured John Lennon's voice, fed through a Leslie speaker, while the latter half of A Day in the Life was characterized by sonic chaos. And with Martin serving as the band's advisor, nothing was off limits when it came to utilizing sonic tricks when writing songs. Much of what they pioneered could be accomplished on a modern laptop, but the technology we have today is solely due to Martin's inventiveness. In terms of their forward momentum, Abbey Road was the first time that technology had finally caught up to them. Although their early stereo mixes of their hits were unpopular, the listeners who got to hear something, and the rest of the album's back half eventually heard them at their creative height. The fact that the band managed to create something that coherent is quite remarkable, especially considering how badly they were getting along at this point. Despite the fact that each member of the band wanted to pursue solo careers, Come Together showcases their individual strengths. John Lennon sets the mood, Paul McCartney adds a swampy bass line, and George Harrison and Ringo Starr add the finishing touches to create a masterpiece. One of Martin's regrets is that the band never got around to finishing any of the songs they were working on while they were the Beatles, even though they were having a great time in the studio. I believe we were on our way someplace. Abbey Road unquestionably headed someplace. Sgt. Pepper served as a sort of milestone, and Let It Be also provided some direction. It seems to me that we were laying the groundwork for a musical style that was completely new. As a group, they have never accomplished anything of equal quality. Martin does, in fact, make a valid point. As a producer, he has worked on individual songs for Lennon and McCartney's solo careers, but it's always with a twinge of regret that he knows they never found a way to reach even greater heights. However, it's also possible that Martin was attempting to predict the future rock and roll revolution through his collaborations with other greats like Jeff Beck. There was more to life than being a member of the Beatles, but the memories of those brief years together will last a lifetime.